Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time we have Zolika 18 with 1,407 rating versus Madison the Juice with 1,587 rating, so it's going to be another high rated DB video. And with that being said, let's just hop right in, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to see 3 ties, and then we're going to see 18 win the rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and they will go ahead and decide to go first. 46 versus 41, opening hands, we have Ray, Terraforming, Rose, Droplet, and Nibs, so it's 46 card striker that decides to go first. Interesting. I mean, the deciding to go first part's not that crazy. Like half the list of Sky Striker go first, half of them go second. I'm not surprised by either or. But the 46 card part, crazy. But alright. I mean, I'm assuming they're playing Mystic Mine in their deck too, so if they were going second, they would have Nib, Droplet, and Terraforming, so they'd have 3 going second cards. And that's not even including the 6 draw, and the deck already plays a lot of going second cards, so it wouldn't surprise me if they draw into like another one if they were going second, like a Widow Anchor, Afterburners, Engage. The list just goes on and on and on. Imperm, Mystic Mine, they have Maximus, Terraforming, Prosperity, Natty's Servant, and Imperm. So they're going to go ahead, Terraforming, search Area 0, activate Area 0, and then go ahead, normal summon out Ray, Area 0, effect Chainlink 1, Ray effect Chainlink 2, go ahead, tag out, and then they're going to tag out into a Shiz, look at the top 3, and they're going to hit an Afterburners there. We also see Prosperity in the list. I feel like Prosperity should just be a staple in this deck. It's such a good card. It's such a good card in this deck. Like, if you're not playing Prosperity in this deck, you're honestly just behind right now, in my opinion. Shiz go search, chain Imperm, and then pass, draw Natty's Servant. And then they're going to go ahead and Terraforming. Terraforming to go search, and then Terraforming is going to go grab Meltdown. And then activate Meltdown. Meltdown, go grab Alistair. And then, go ahead, normal summon out the Alistair. Alistair effect to go search. And then Alistair's going to go search Invocation. They don't really have to be afraid of Droll too much in this matchup, in my opinion. Most players don't actually play Droll in the main deck of Sky Striker just because it's very not great. You really want your cards to be like 1-for-1 trades, while Droll isn't really a 1-for-1 trade. But, if they were afraid of Droll, they could have started their turn off with Prosperity. So that way, if they do get hit with Droll, they at least get whatever they hit off Prosperity instead of, like, Terraforming to search a Meltdown and then get hit with Droll. It's very important to think about how you're going to beat that card, because that card's very popular right now. Go for Secure Garden now. Activate Invocation. Invocation will go ahead, banish the Secure Garden on Alistair, go for Makaba, then Invocation effect to grab back. And then they are going to activate Natty's Servant. Natty's Servant, go ahead, dump. So they're going to dump the Elder, go search Ecclesia, Elder effect, and Elder will target the set, chain Droplet, get rid of Area 0 to negate the Makaba. Then they're going to banish Summon Maximus. This is the 5th summon because Alistair, Armorage, Secure Garden on Makaba, Maximus. And then on that summon, they're going to activate Nib. Makaba is negated, so they can't do anything to negate this. And then summon, pass over a token. And then activate Pot of Prosperity. And we're going to go ahead and see this banish 3. Banish the Shadal stuff there. And look at the top 3. Sheesh. Hits the Fusion Destiny. We can also see them playing the 2 Invocation. Assuming that they're only playing 2 and not 3. Playing 3 was just not the move. I mean, it doesn't add, like... I still feel like that was a pretty good hit. Like, you could hit Ash Blossom. That would be another really good hit. But there's nothing really to hit here to extend. Because, like... The only thing you can extend with is your Dogmatika engine, because you're locked out of extract from Natty's Servant. So, and like, none of your Dogmatikas would actually extend you here. I guess like, a punishment would be really good. And then they're going to normal summon out Rose, get rid of those, go for Zeke, Zeke effect, out the token, and then they're going to get rid of Zeke to go into a Hayate. And then battle phase, attack directly with Hayate effect to go ahead and dump. Yeah, so obviously they're going to dump with this, otherwise they would have just never went into that. And then effect to go dump. Go ahead, dump the engage. And then main phase 2, go for Kagari. Kagari effect, add back engage. And then activate engage. Engage goes search, and they're thinking about what they want to search here, so they're going to grab the multi-roll and then draw. Draws into a TC Boo. Then get rid of Kagari, go for Shiz. Activate Fusion Destiny, go ahead, dump the bricks, and then summon out the Enforcer. Then activate multi-roll, set TC Boo, end phase, Shiz effect to go search. And Shiz will go ahead and grab the Shark Cannon, and then Enforcer effect, pop itself and Meltdown, and then Enforcer Graveyard effect, and then activate Shark Cannon, banish the Maximus from the graveyard. Most people only play one, so bye-bye, not seeing that this game. Multi-roll effect set, and then proceed to pass, draw Celestial, and then draw phase, Shark Cannon, special summon out Makaba, does get banished because it set off multi-roll. They did mess that up. How did I know that was about to happen? How did I know they were about to mess that up? Summon back Enforcer in a standby phase. Summon Alistair. Alistair effect to go search. And then Alistair will go ahead and grab the Invocation. Hey, there we go. Activate Invocation. Chain Makaba to negate that. And then they're going to activate Ecclesia effect. Special summon itself out. No effect. It said think there. They're going to activate TC Boost, so force them to get rid of one of those. They also have to get rid of something because they have two machines. Yeah, so get rid of Makaba. Obviously, you'd rather get rid of Makaba than Shiz there. Activate Fusion Destiny. Fusion Destiny will go ahead and dump, summon out Enforcer. And then Enforcer effect to pop. Now we'll go ahead and pop the Ecclesia, okay, no, pop itself, and then pop the multi-roll, Enforcer Graveyard effect, and then activate Nadir Servant, dump Omega, go search Ecclesia, and then Omega effect, put itself back, and then that's going to put back the Celestial. End phase, Enforcer effect to pop, so that's going to go ahead, pop itself in Ecclesia, Enforcer Graveyard effect. This has been a pretty good game. Draw Pot of Prosperity, standby phase, Enforcers comes back, and then activate Prosperity, go ahead, banish 3 to look at the top 3, chain Enforcer to try to pop the Prosperity Enforcer, but they are going to chain their Enforcer, and then Enforcer will go ahead and pop itself, and pop the Prosperity, okay, I guess that's fair. They don't want to pop TC Boo or Shiz, because then if they pop Shiz, Ray comes out and they take more damage. If they pop TC Boo, then they can go ahead and link off Shiz into Kagari, but obviously Enforcer's going to be popping TC Boo because they'd rather pop TC Boo over Shiz. But okay, they are now going to look at the top 3 and grab the Ash Blossom there. It's a pretty solid Ash Blossom. Put those back to the bottom. I think they actually just put that back to the top. Yeah, they put Nib back to the top of the deck. And then they shuffled. Oh, sorry to bottom. He was not supposed to shuffle, but whatever, just play. Okay, and then go for Kagari. I mean, they're going to go back into the deck anyways. Well, they're going to go ahead and Kagari effect, add back multi-roll. I mean, they're going to go back in during the end phase. And then attack with Kagari. It is half damage. How do I keep calling this, bro? I knew the Shark Cannon wasn't going to get banished. I knew they weren't going to take half damage. These are just common things that people mess up. And, like, if the opponents just never bring it up, then it could very well just cause you to lose the game. Shiz goes search Shark Cannon. And then you're going to activate that Shark Cannon, banish Enforcer, multi-roll to set. And then multi-roll will go ahead and set the Shark Cannon, pass, draw Nib. Standby phase. Well, they might dash or summon out Nib. Yeah, they probably will. But they're just going to admit defeat there. So now, moving on into the next game, we're going to go ahead and we're going to see Sky Striker be forced to go first. Opening hands, we have Widow Anchor, Droplet, Widow Anchor, Lancia, Widow Anchor. What a weird hand, especially in 46. And they have Knight, Alistair, Ash, Imperm, Pot of Prosperity. And then they're going to go ahead, they're going to set 2, pass, draw called by. And then normal summon Alistair effect, chain Widow Anchor, go ahead, boom, negate that, activate Pot of Prosperity, Prosperity will go ahead, and they're going to banish 3 off that, hits Fusion Destiny, and then put those back to the bottom of the deck. Did they just put that to the top? No, okay, they didn't. Almost caught him, but it doesn't matter because they're gonna go back in anyways. Go ahead, summon out Enforcer, battle phase, attack, 35 divided by 2, 1750. And then Enforcer effect, pop itself, pop Widow Anchor, and then Enforcer Graveyard effect. They're not going to chain Widow Anchor to negate that, because, like, what if they draw Shark Cannon or something? They could just Shark Cannon, banish that out of the graveyard. No point of letting just leave it on field. Pass, draw Hornet Drones, standby phase, Enforcer come out. And then activate Hornet Drones, and then chain Droplet to try to negate Enforcer. They're just going to let that be negated. Summon out the token. And then get rid of that, go for Kagari effect to try to add back the Widow Anchor, chain Imperm to stop that, and then get rid of that, go for Hayate, and then go battle phase, attack Alistair, and then Hayate effect to dump. Hayate will go ahead and dump the Ray from the deck to the graveyard, get Ray in the loop, and then set Widow Anchor, summon Shiz, end phase, Shiz effect to try to go search, chain Ash Blossom on that, and then pass. They're pointing at Enforcer. I think they're trying to say like this dies from Fusion Destiny, but it went off board and then came back, so it doesn't. Draws dotKuro. dotKuro's pretty solid versus this deck, especially in this exact game state. dotKuro's very solid. Enforcer effect, chain Widow Anchor. I will go ahead and take that, and then Knight to summon itself out. And then dotKuro, target Ray, chain Lancia, chain called by hit Lancia, banish those two, Celestial, banish the draws into Invocation Maximus. That's not bad. That is not bad. So they're going to go ahead and activate Invocation. They admit defeat. Moving on into the next game, we're going to go ahead and we're going to see Sky Striker decide to go first. Opening hands, we have Ash Blossom, Prosperity, Sanctum, Shark Cannon, Rose. This is going to hit Fusion Destiny. It always does in this kind of hand. Whenever you have these two pieces, it always hits the third, I swear. They have Lightning Storm, Prosperity, Lightning Storm, Cosmic, Natty Servant. So, you know, they don't have hand traps. Hand traps aren't necessary versus this deck, which is why this is a fair deck. You can beat this deck with just your engine, but they're still going to be able to, like, Scythe them and then have Ash. So look at the top six. Okay, doesn't have Fusion Destiny, but grabs Engage. Oh, I forgot. They're playing the 46 cards. Oh, okay. If it was like 40 cards, would have hit it. And also see Dagda in there. Dagda just makes it easier to go ahead and, you know, you just use two monsters, go Dagda, you can, like, Widow Anchor, take stuff, Dagda, activate Fusion Destiny, and then Scythe Lock your opponent. Like, you're already playing Scythe, may as well just go ahead and play this. It allows you to, win some games that you really should not have been able to win, but also make some of your turn ones make you look like a combo deck. Engage, go search out Ray. Normal summon, get rid of that, go for Kagari. Kagari effect, add back, and then Kagari's going to go ahead and add back Engage there. Then activate Engage, go search out Widow Anchor. Set, turn that into a Shiz, and then end phase Shiz effect to go search, and Shiz will go ahead and grab the multi-roll from the deck to the hand, and then pass play. Draws Dasher, horrible draw, absolutely horrendous. Moves to the main phase, Lightning Storm, call back row, chain Sanctum, summon out Scythe, Scythe effect to go ahead and lock the opponent out of the extra deck. They have no response. And then they're going to activate Pot of Prosperity. And then that will go ahead, banish 3. Yeah, you definitely just let that go through. And look at the top 3. They're going to grab the Alistair there, which isn't doing anything this turn without an extra deck. Natty Servant, Chain Ash Blossom for sure. And then they just submit defeat and dip. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to see the 46 card Sky Striker win here. And the Invoked Dogmatika lose. The GG. Seeing how long the match was, it was about 27 minutes long, so it was actually pretty quick. It didn't feel like it was that long. Game 1 was pretty good though. Game 1 was actually very, very, very solid of a game. Game 2 was a little bit unfortunate since the Sky Striker player didn't see like a way to Ray, but I don't know what their list looks like. Like, I would assume that like maybe they're playing 3 rows just because they're playing 46 cards. I know that if you play like 40 cards that you don't really need to play 3 rows. Honestly, you can You can get away with 1. I prefer 2. The math on it makes a lot of sense, especially with Prosperity. Also, Prosperity, I love the math between Prosperity and Area 0, because if you Prosperity for 6 and you hit Area 0, but you have not seen a way to a Sky Striker link yet, and then you put those back to the bottom, and this is assuming that you're playing 2 rows, 2 rows, 3 ray, 1 Hornet, 1 Engage, and then multi-roll, because multi-roll plus Area 0 is a weight array. So then you have those 8 ways. You have 29 cards that you have to go through, because you know the bottom of the deck doesn't even count, because none of those are weight arrays. So then you calculate the top 29, and Area 0 looks at 3, so then you have about a 75% chance of seeing a way to ray off of the Area 0 in that kind of scenario. And that doesn't even calculate the terraforming, because the terraforming would then take away 1 more card. I love the math between... I just love the math with Pot of Prosperity. This card is like a very, very, very good card. I don't think this card should have ever been printed, because it's kind of too good of a card in my opinion. Yeah, this card's just ridiculous. It's absolutely bonkers. But with all that being said, the DB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.